Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review The Fire Inside, and this is a new MGM Amazon production from director Rachel Morrison, who is an extremely talented cinematographer for films like Black Panther and plenty of other strong films, and also has experience in the director's seat with a lot of television for sure. And here, Rachel Morrison takes the reins of a Barry Jenkins script and tells the story of Claressa T-Rex Shields, a young boxer from Flint, Michigan, who became the first woman to win at the Olympic gold medal in the sport of boxing. And at this point, Shields was a teenager, really making a splash on the grand, global scale of sports in the Olympics. And this is such a powerful story, such an inspiring story of a young woman coming from nothing and really putting in the work, training, and making this happen. And after years and tons of effort, really lifting up her family and her community. And I think Morrison does a really fine job directing this film. It's, on the surface, it's not anything flashy or anything like that, but there's a subtle dynamic element to the cinematography and how this film was shot. Rena Yang, who's the cinematographer, I think does a fantastic job. And there's definitely moments like from the opening shot of this high, tracking shot looking down at a young Claressa who's really just running through her neighborhood in the snow and just capturing this neighborhood and what everything looks like and how run down and beat up it is. And there's one particular shot of this mirror shot that is really impactful and really sells on a metaphorical level the themes that are trying to be explored in this film. And this film navigates the trust issues of those from a community like this. You see the racial and the classist dynamics, the sexism of being a woman in boxing, and those different kinds of level, and trying to pull yourself up out of this poverty situation and trying to make something for yourself. And it's a very powerful, inspiring story in that way. I appreciate this film because it builds up to the big moment. And you expect that of most films that would be the finale. But here, after winning that gold medal and realizing much of her life did not change, this is a film that is sobering and impactful in terms of, sure, it hits a lot of those sports movie beats, but trying to take the audience in a different direction and trying to explore and, navigate that challenge of her being a woman and not getting the sponsorships, coming where she comes from and not being this pretty girl, this girly girl who they can just sell very easily, and all of those different dynamics. I do love the performance from Ryan Destiny, who plays Claressa, and Destiny does such a great job of being tough, selling the physicality, but also being vulnerable and having some really strong emotional moments in this film as well. Brian Tyree Henry is fantastic as Jason, her coach. And their dynamic is the real core of this film and how it navigates it. And you see their challenging dynamic that evolves over the course of this film because, for years, that's all they had was each other. And, coming into this big spotlight, things change. And how this film navigates that, I think it does in a really effective way. You have Claressa's younger siblings, her challenging relationship with her mother, her father, her having this budding romance with one of the boys from the gym where she boxes and trains at. and all these different kinds of familial drama and coming of age threads too, along with the bigger, broader kinds of themes of classism and sexism. You have this very relatable story in many ways that you're able to sink your teeth into and navigate. I think there's plenty of emotion here, and I think Tamar Kali's score goes a long way in terms of the piano and the strings that just add weight to these different scenes. There's some really great scenes that show this emotional impact of this journey on Claressa, and it's just between Destiny and Henry, this 1-2 punch of fantastic performances. Yes, sure, it hits a lot of familiar beats in terms of like sports movies, and there's some characters that feel like they're cookie cutter, cut out kinds of characters that feel like they're necessary for, this time of the year as this film releases for Christmas. And you have this film that tells a wonderful, inspiring, and impactful and sobering story with some really great talent behind the scenes with Morrison and Jenkins, and really great talent in front with Destiny and Henry. And at the end of the day, this is one of those kinds of films that you're just like, you feel better because you watched it. But those are my thoughts on The Fire Inside. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.